Hey, what's up, guys? Coming at you with the video on programming for beginners. Uh, there's a few programs that I would recommend, and there's actually a few things I should talk about when dealing with programs, but I thought the first video should just be like the program that I would recommend to most people, so that people can get started right away. Uh, and then just I'm gonna go a little in depth in this one, but then like the next video would just be like two or three programs that I actually also really like. Uh, there's actually one program that I actually think is like optimal, but I'm not gonna actually recommend that program to most people because it's kind of hell. Like nobody's gonna look at that program and think like that's the one. That's the one I want to do. Nobody's gonna ever say that. So I'll get into it. The first program that I'm going to talk about, the one I'm going to recommend to most people, is Strong List 5x5. And I should step back a second and say I don't think that this program is optimal, but I think it's the best starting point for most people. And especially after we do a few tweaks on it, because there's a few things I don't like about it that I think are just like completely wrong. But yeah, I think it's a good basis to start on. It's very, very simple. It has a lot of pros to it, especially for somebody that is basically a couch potato, or maybe you like are a runner or something like that. Like you like running, but you don't deal with weights or anything. So it's a good place to start for most people, and it has a few like utility things that come with it that are really useful. So anyway, we'll go into the pros. Simplest program ever. Like it's two workouts, an A and a B, and this is on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday scheme. So it's 3 times a week, and basically the workout is going to alternate between those days, and then the next week is going to be like, so it's going to be like A, B, A. Next week B, A, B. So it just keeps alternating forever. It's only 3 days a week, so this is 45-minute workout at most. And most of that time is literally just going to be getting set up and doing your warm ups and stuff. It's very simple, especially once you get more proficient at it and you do it a few times. Like what you have to do. So anyway, the A workout is just going to be set of 5x5 squats. So that's 5 sets of 5, and then you're going to do 5 sets or 5x5 bench also, and then you're going to do a barbell row 5x5 also after that. That's it. That's workout A. Then workout B is squats again, and then you're going to do overhead press 5x5, and then you're going to do deadlifts, but only one set of 5, like one working set. So you'll do like a little warm up, and then do your one heavy set, and that's it. Like both workouts only consist of 3 exercises, and this is like a full body program that you're going to be hitting 3 times a week. So that's like the benefit to it, is that it's very minimalistic, which I think is really good for people just getting started. Like, you do not want to go from 0 to 90-minute workouts, or even more. Like, you don't want to go overboard with things. And then the other, I guess I'll list a few more pros of it. It has a website, stronglist.com. Go check it out. They have instructional videos, like a whole bunch of, like a Q&A that he went through. A lot of really good information. I haven't seen the instructional videos in forever, but I would think that they're still pretty good. It actually has an app for your Android or iPhone that is just amazing for cataloging your progress. Like, you literally, like, you'll do your squat and just press a button, and then it'll just catalog it for you. It'll tell you the next week what you have to do. It just does all the thinking for you. You don't have to do anything. And then the other thing is, when you, like, let's say you finish your squat, you press the button, and then it has a timer, and then when time's up, it'll like ring, and it's your time to go. So it keeps track of your rest times and everything, which is I still use this even though I'm not on the program. I still use the app because I haven't found a better app yet. So somebody make a good app. I hate this fucking app. Like, I can't use it for what I want, but I want the timer. But anyway, yeah, and it leaves you a lot of room to do whatever you want to do afterwards. Like, you're not going to be sore after this workout. You're not going to be out of energy. Like, it doesn't require a whole lot to get through this. So if you're into rock climbing, or if you want to, I don't know, whatever you want to do, you'll have like plenty of energy and also plenty of like not being sore. So I think that's all for the pros. Like, you gotta go check out the website. It goes into detail. Oh, I should say, you're gonna be adding 5 pounds every session to all your lifts. That's kind of the beauty of the program, is that it just progresses you really fast. But I mean, it might sound like a lot, but it actually is very easy. In a novice stage, you should be able to do this no problem for months. I mean, a true novice, even if you're like in your 30s or something, you should be able to do this program for a good 2 to 6 months. If you're a man, I'm not sure about women. I would imagine like maybe 2 to 5 or something. I don't know, something like that. So anyway, that's kind of the program, the reasons why I like it. I will get into a few cons that I think you should change about it. First, it says start with the bar when you're squatting or benching or everything. This is silly. Like, I was like 118 pounds, like 5'8", and I could still squat like 60 pounds, which the bar is 45. So I mean, I'm like worst case scenario, and I can definitely squat 45. And I know people that like have not worked out in like 3 years, and they get into the gym and they're doing like 140 pound squats. So if you're one of those people, like, starting with the bar is completely useless. Like, that's just silly. So definitely the first day, just like do your first set with the bar, or warm up, do your first set with the bar, and then kind of gauge from there. Maybe add like 10 pounds or something like that, until you get to a point where the set was like 6 out of 10 difficulty, and then that's going to be the mark that you want to like stay at. So let's say you work up to like 75 pounds or whatever, then next week just start with like 80. So yeah, just use that to kind of gauge your progress the first day, and then from there like start the program. The other con that I don't like about this program is that it recommends you add 5 pounds every session to your upper body workouts. Well, specifically your bench press and your overhead press. That's fine for the beginning, but you have like half as much muscle in like your pressing I guess like, I don't even know what to call it, like your muscle group, than you do in your squatting, like your entire lower body. So to progress them the same is silly after a while. You can do it at the beginning, and I would recommend that you do. But then once you get to the point where your bench and your overhead press become difficult, I would immediately go out and buy the little micro plates that I showed yesterday. Just get them off of Amazon or something. The 1 1/4 pound micro plates, so that you can add 2.5 pounds at a time to each session, because you're not going to be able to, like, once you get to like 150, you're not going to add 5 pounds every single bench press session until you're in the 300 range or something. That's not realistic. It's not going to happen. So yeah. Oh, okay. So having said that, the other reason you don't want to stall, or the main reason you don't want to stall, is because that is how like you want to stay on a linear progression program for as long as you can, because it's the fastest program that's going to yield you results. So by scaling the weight down a little bit, but continuing that progression, it'll keep you on this program longer, because I'll talk about intermediate programs later. You, instead of having 3 different sessions a week where you're adding weight, you're going to have like 1. Because an intermediate, I'll get into reasons why later, but like an intermediate program will begin to work in 1 week microcycles instead of just like 2 to 3 day microcycles. So you're going to want to try and really ride out those linear progression gains. So, right before I forget, the other thing that you should change or add into your workout is calf raises, because this program has nothing to do with calves. Like, squats is not going to be enough for your calves. And then rear delts. You want to do like rear delt flies. I like doing them seated, where you're, you know, just really bring in the rear delts, because they're not going to get that much attention from the overhead press. Like it's not very intense on them. So yeah, so I would just add those on like a Friday, and then for pretty much that's it. You don't really need to add in abs and stuff like that. You can if you want to. It's not a big deal. You could even come in on like the Saturday and do like assistant work for your arms if you want to do like a little arm day where you're doing bicep curls, like tricep extensions, abs, calves, any little thing you want to throw in, as long as it doesn't hinder your workout the next day, or on the Monday, I mean. But yeah, that's it for this program. We'll see. I'll get the other ones out ASAP, but this is the one I recommend to most people. Oh, by the way, if you want to go check out the one that I actually like the best, that I've actually done, it's Ice Cream Fitness 5x5. So you just Google it, and you'll be able to find like the program. I'll cover it later, but that's actually the program that I think is most optimal for, but it's really hard. So anyway, hope you guys liked it. I'll get some other ones out, and yeah, that's it.